Welcome back to the first post-All-Star edition of Players Only. We are happy to be joined by another Devil, two former Devils here, and yes, Jesper
little
Bratt.
connection here.
Little connection here.
Guys.
So we got Jesper Bratt here with us, coming off an All-Star appearance, representing the Devils. Jesper, how you doing, buddy?
Everything's good. Good to be back in Jersey and ready to take on the last stretch here.
That's awesome. So we wanted to get right into it a little bit about coming off the All-Star weekend. Your first All-Star appearance. I know you were replacement for Jack Hughes, but I thought you were very deserving of being there. What was that like? How was the weekend? What was the whole experience for you?
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, obviously it was an extremely cool experience. I mean, something I grew up watching, and obviously you hear from former guys that has been there. It's a super cool event, and there's a lot of fun things going on and all that stuff. So yeah, everything was great. It was a cool experience to be a part of, and especially with the draft and the game and the red carpet and everything. It was a cool experience, and had a lot of fun there.
That's awesome, and I know you've been on some pretty cool trips during the All-Star break the last few years. You probably had one lined up before being a late addition. Did you have to make any new plans? You have to cancel a vacation, get some trip insurance there? Or how'd that go?
No, we kind of got a small little heads up before, so we cut our trip a little short, and instead of going away for 5 or 6 days like the other guys did, we got 3 nights in. So we still had a good time. We met up with Nico, Timo, and Steeks there for 1 day. They were at the same place, so it was a good time. We still got some sun. I don't need a lot of sun to get a tan on my skin. So
you and me too, brother.
We enjoyed having a good time for a few days before we flew up to Toronto. So it was a great time.
It must have been good to get a heads up, Brad, because I thought for sure you had this great trip plan like we looked at last year, and you've always gone away to unwind, but you would have changed your plans quickly no matter what, right, to get your first All-Star appearance. I can't imagine the feeling for a young player.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's such a cool thing to be a part, and I was obviously so honored and thankful for the opportunity. And like you said there's a lot of chances for other type of vacations and stuff, and you never know how many of these you get. So obviously I was very happy about that, and I was excited, and we pretty much got on the first plane home.
Well, how's it feel having played with all of the Hughes brothers now? They got to win in the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? So I mean, you see so many similarities with the guys, and so many great guys, and just in generally like loves hockey and loves to be around the rink and competing. So it's been pretty cool to play with all of them, and had a lot of fun with all of them.
So Jesper, I know when I was a young National Hockey League player many moons ago, and I'd go up, I met him in different spots like nightclubs and everything, or restaurants, but I was like a little kid when I got to meet a celebrity or an actor or a great artist, whatever it may be, you know, the best at their craft. What was that like? You know, is it kind of cool to meet a Tate McRae or Justin Bieber, Will Arnett, Michael Bublé? I know we play it cool, but that has to be a fun experience.
Yeah, obviously it was awesome. Obviously you get to spend more time together with Michael, and get to be soulmates with Justin Bieber too, which is a really cool experience. And you can just tell, like, especially from Justin, how much he loves being around the room and loves being watching games, and just seeing his excitement going out on the ice to skate around with us and stuff was awesome. Just genuinely great guys. It was a great time, and obviously you do get really starstruck seeing these people, but then when you get to meet him, you realize how great of guys they are. So had a great time.
He generally seemed, and all of them, to be just as starstruck, and had such a good time with you guys, the best at what you do in the National Hockey League, and you guys were great representation. But yeah, right, Schneids, I mean, they were awesome. I love watching Justin Bieber cool. He was kind of in awe around you guys.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Like you see them in the locker room, and they're coming up talking to you, and they really are fascinated to know how everything works, and they just love hockey so much, and they think that the level that obviously we're playing at is so cool, and they want to know everything about it. So obviously it's a cool type of connection how it gets there when you have I mean all-star players at the same place as obviously musicians and singers and celebrities at other occasions and stuff. So it's a really cool chemistry there that I was very happy to be a part of.
Jesper, I want to bring it back to the beginning a little bit here. I was sharing the story with Dano. When I first met you, when you were 19 years old, you came over for training camp, and a lot of young guys come through, late round picks. You're not really sure. And I remember the first or second preseason game. A lot of the veteran guys, we were up top in the press box. We weren't playing that night. A lot of us hadn't been in your group for practice the first few days, and we got up there, and a couple of the guys, I want to say like Drew Stafford, Ben Lovejoy, they were like, "Hey, fellas, ISO Cam 63 out there. Watch him tonight. He's my favorite player in training camp by far." And we didn't know who you were. We had no idea like what you
were.
Who
the heck is this guy?
Exactly. We watched you, and I was like, this guy is flying. Like, you were buzzing around. You were making plays. You stood out right away. And so as a sixth rounder and a 19-year-old from the second division in Sweden, how was that transition? How did you come into camp that year and feel so confident and good about your game? Because it looked like you were a first rounder based on that training camp.
Yeah, obviously, I still have some great memories from back then. Obviously, I had a good summer of preparing myself for everything. I got in contact together with my mentor coach that I started working with to prepare for the season with the mental aspect of the game, and then also I get combined with my great skating coach Daniel Broberg and my at the time workout coach Andreas Ögren, how we started working together to get all these pieces together. I had spent a lot of time on the ice, and I used to be kind of this guy that this young guy that was always a great player in practice, but needed to find the pieces to the puzzle to put that together in games. And I felt like over that summer, I kind of those pieces right at time at the training camp. I thought it was the coolest thing ever to be there. I enjoyed every second of it, and every time we had a practice, I wanted to stay on the ice after practice. I was just so humbled and thought it was so cool to be at the position that I was in, and I wanted to give it my all, and I felt like I was physically and mentally prepared for it. And obviously it went successful, and I just enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely deserve to be there and make the team after that training camp. So it was a great start for you. And I got to ask real quick, though, I don't know if I ever got the story behind number 63. Was that like your training camp number, or is there a meaning behind that number at this point? If it's good luck because you made the team.
No, that was actually just a training camp number. I don't remember fully how it was, but I think it was something like if you were third round pick at the time, you got a number between 30 and 40, and you were fourth round pick. And then actually, like I stayed with 63, and obviously I thought to myself that I had a good training camp. I made the team out of it, and then they asked me when the season started, "Hey, do you want to switch your number?" And I said, "I think I stick with it. It seemed to be working pretty well." So,
I love that. That's a great story.
And just to add to that, Jesper, and yeah, anybody that knows, you come into training camp your first year, especially if you're a low round pick, you're getting a high number.
Yes.
People don't realize that.
Yeah.
But for young kids that don't get drafted, and we always see along the way where there's surprises, and you were surprised as a 19-year-old. Did you actually believe you had a chance to make the team when you were coming to camp, or are you going, I just have to get noticed? I'm a sixth rounder. Not many sixth rounders make the team out of training camp as a 19-year-old.
I just always thought that I had nothing to lose. I always felt that I was good prepared for it. And obviously before you get on the ice with NHL players, you have no idea how far the distance in skills and everything are. You don't really know how good an NHL player is until you're on the same ice with them. So I just thought to myself that I'm going to prepare the best way I can possible. When I came into camp, obviously each day I felt like there maybe could have been a spot for me, and I started climbing closer and closer maybe to that roster. And I started believing in myself that I can do it, and I just wanted to prove it every day. And obviously when you get closer and closer and there's a cut or whatever they can be, that maybe that dream starts becoming more and more of a reality. But at the same time, I just try to push through every day to do as best as I could. I knew I had nothing to lose. So for me, it was just go out there with full throttle.
That's awesome, man. And like I said, it was an incredible story, and I love how you've just gotten better and better every season since then, and to the point we're at now. But I just want to run a little pop quiz by you here. We had this little T-shirt picture shown to us before, and I just want to know if you know what this stands for.
Yeah, I do know what it stands for.
Do you want me to make you say it, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it.
I would assume it's Jesper Bratt is the best player in the NHL.
I love it. I saw that and I was like, what is that?
He's got a huge fan base that campaign for this, and now it's run wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when it started around, I saw the hashtag. I don't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago or so. I had no idea what it meant, but then I guess he kind of like got out there, and it's been a little fun thing that's been going around, and I appreciate the fans here in Jersey. so motivated to get back to the winning culture that we're trying to have, and obviously the fans are very passionate, and I appreciate that from them.
Well, that's great because we know the Devils fans are like that in that sense in terms of getting behind their players.
Yeah, they're definitely passionate, like so many fans throughout the National Hockey League. And Bratter, I'm going to ask you about your young core and obviously a combination question here. The huge leap you made last year, and nobody saw that, the jump you made, and you built something together. And now this year's been a little more difficult, obviously, but you become that veteran guy now. You're one of the leaders. And how do you battle through what's been, considered a tough year for you guys because you raised the bar. The expectations are higher. I know you don't make excuses. I will a little bit. Injuries is part of it. No question about it. But what do you guys have to do, and what do you do as a leader to have a good push here to make the playoffs? Because that's all that really matters is trying to get in.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you said there. Obviously, we knew coming into this season and coming into training camp that this is going to be a lot harder and tougher than the year before. The year before, we had no one had any specific expectations on us. No one knew what was coming in to play against us at home or on the road or something. And we kind of shocked everyone in the league with our game. And then this year, everyone obviously knew how great we were, and everyone's putting their A game to come in and play against us, and finding that little extra motivation to play us. And we knew that coming in. And obviously, it's been the first hard part of the season. It's been things that we have had to been working a little extra on, and obviously injuries has been there, but injuries are part of the business, unfortunately, and it happens to every team. And now for us, it's just going to have to be how to dial in, especially our home game. We've been playing pretty well lately on the road, and for us to dial in our home game and find that kind of momentum and that flow, and bring a little enthusiasm and passion to the rink, and then it's going to be with us each other to really bond together and push through here in the last couple of games. We all know that we're capable of doing it. We're just gonna have to believe in it and work hard towards it.
That's great. I mean,
good answer.
It's been fun to watch you guys grow because I knew you guys when you were younger, and just coming in the league to see where you're at now. It's really impressive to see you guys all become leaders in that way. I have one more question for you. We're going to play a little game here at the end, not too dissimilar to what we just did with the T-shirt. But my last question for you, Bratter, is not to get ahead of ourselves here. We just came off an All-Star appearance. The league just announced that 2026 they're going to go back to the Olympics. They also have the Four Nations tournament lined up. What would it mean for you to be a part of the Swedish national team, to play in the Olympics? I know how much that means to you guys from Sweden, anybody, but especially the Swedes. It seems like playing for the Tre Krona is a huge deal. So what does that go into, what's your mind frame thinking about the possibilities of playing for your national team?
Yeah, obviously the news were amazing. Obviously we were all fired up about it, and when the news came out, I was obviously at the All-Star game with 5 other Swedes, and obviously we were all very fired up about it. It's something that's kind of in our culture, that the Olympic Games is the coolest thing to be a part of. It's the 1-2 week tournament for all the sporting event that every Swedish person will be there watching it, and will be fired up about the event. And I remember myself growing up as a kid, and I watched the Olympics in 2006 when Sweden ended up winning. And it's kind of one of the best memories I have from watching hockey, from just watching that tournament. And obviously the tournament hasn't been around for us NHL player for a few years now, and obviously we're fired up about that, and hopefully to be a part of it and have a cool experience to play best versus the best.
Well, that's great, man. And like I said, we hope for the best and hope that you're part of that squad, because I know what it means to any player, but, especially the Swedes, it seems like it really means a lot. But so we're going to finish up here, a little segment called What Were You Thinking? We're going to have some pictures, some videos. We're going to show them to you. We just want to get your gut reaction, or maybe your first memory from whatever you're seeing in front of you. So we're going to look at the screen now and see, what were you thinking?
This was actually an awesome moment for me. I was probably 15 years old. It was a shootout competition where they invited some top players from the country when we were 15 years old to have a shootout competition. I ended up actually winning it, and in the final, I got to compete against Peter Forsberg in the Sweden versus Finland intermission at the World Juniors in Malmö. So that was an unbelievable moment. I still have a bunch of pictures from that, and it was my first time meeting Peter Forsberg, and just a great moment.
That is awesome.
Cool. You got to play
the
against
great
him.
Peter Forsberg. Oh my! Try stopping him, Bratter. As a defenseman,
Exactly.
I had nightmares watching or having Forsberg come down to me. I can't imagine as a 15-year-old meeting him. That had to be pretty cool.
And the one thing I've heard from Swedes, like you got the Twins, you got Sundin, you got like to a man, most Swedes say that Peter Forsberg is like he's Elvis in Sweden. He's the guy that they all look up to. He is the guy. So that must have been pretty awesome to meet him at that age. So let's go on to the next one here. Let's see what we got next for you. Remember that one?
What are you thinking here?
I would assume that's my first goal.
I don't remember. You've done that a few too many times now. You can't remember which one's which.
Yeah, no, that's actually what I was thinking. I think I just completely blacked out at that time. It felt like it was one of those shots when I kind of like saw the puck go towards the net, but at the same time, I felt like the shot was taking a couple minutes for the puck just to go in. It was kind of a blackout moment. Obviously, so cool. I had my mom and dad flew in last second to watch the game. 2 nights before that, I got to talk with John Hines that he told me that I made opening night. So I feel like the whole kind of 2-3 days there were just kind of a blackout bubble. But obviously such a great feeling.
I remember that goal.
Was a
actually,
pretty one.
I'm pretty sure I was in the other end, the net, the other end for that one. So I had a good view of that one. That
Nice pass by Taylor Hall there for sure.
That's right.
Great shot.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. Ooh.
What I was thinking there. Oh, hope I don't get a punch right in my face or something like that. I think that was the COVID year when I think Marchand kind of jumped in on a hit on Kulikov that I wasn't really happy with, and I kind of felt like it was time for me to do something I don't normally do and get out of my comfort zone and defend a teammate a little bit. Obviously, didn't go as planned, but I feel like I stepped out in the time that I needed to protect the teammate. And obviously, that's just sometimes what you got to do to get out of your comfort zone. But maybe I got to work on my kung fu skills a little bit, I guess.
Well, me being a little old school, Bratter, I love it, man.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, win, lose, draw. It's about standing up for your teammates and getting your team all for one for all mentality kind of thing.
And he sure didn't pick a spot because he picked Marchand as a tough character. I mean, he's maybe not a fighter, but he's strong and he's tough. So I mean, I applaud you for picking him too, a veteran guy. So that was a good one. All right, let's see what else we got here.
Hopefully, I was probably just trying to get out of the way in case the puck goes in, so I don't get a block shot in the wrong side of the ice. I don't really remember which game this is, but yeah, probably I was definitely on the wrong side. I guess Savard was probably doing a good job boxing me out, and I was not doing a good job getting in front.
It almost looks like you're like superimposed there. It's almost like you weren't there and they put you in there.
Was that the Bob, a member of the Columbus Blue Jackets at the time?
That was an older shot of Bob when Vezina winning Bobrovsky there. But I think your vertical on skates is better than mine.
Yeah, I had to try to find my way around guys when I didn't have that much muscle. So I don't know if I have that nowadays either, but try to find my way to get to the net at least. Maybe the wrong side, but.
What's going through your head when you got a slapper coming at you when you got nothing on you and you're trying to get out of the way?
Oh, I just hope to not get hit, and hopefully the D's making a good shot that I can just move past it. I don't know. This one doesn't seem to be too high of a shot though, so I feel like I was doing pretty fine jumping like that.
And Jesper, I'll bet you look at which defenseman is shooting because you don't have to say, but I know. During my career, he's going, I'm not getting in front of his shot. He doesn't have a clue where it's going. I got to protect myself.
Yeah, it's been a few of those over the years. But,
Dan, it was pinpoint. Don't let him fool you with that. You know where it was. All right, man. We got one more here. One more video for you before we let you go. So we want to get your thoughts on this video before we say goodbye.
Just a great feeling. I mean, overtime winner right back from bye week. Knew exactly where Jack was going with that one. I could have shut my eyes closed. I knew Jack was gonna find me somehow on the weak side. I mean, he's just one of those players. You can just give him the puck, skate away to a different area, and somehow along the way he'll find you. So great goal, and obviously hoping to do that again in the future.
You guys have developed really good chemistry in that power play, hitting each other with those one-timers and those seam passes. So it's fun to watch. Trust me, as a ex-Devil and current broadcaster, it's fun to watch you guys do your thing out there. It's so skilled. So, well, hey, man, we really appreciate you coming on with us. It was great catching up and picking your brain a little bit about things. So best of luck in the second half, and hopefully you guys can keep going here for the playoff push.
Sounds good, guys. It was great catching up with you guys.
Thanks, Jesper.
Thanks, man.